a Japanese company taking on the China risk. Daido Steel's heavy rare earth-free revolution. Opening. The global manufacturing industry is quietly, but unmistakably standing at a historic turning point. That turning point is the shift toward supply chains that no longer depend on China. Until now, high-performance motors, the core of everything, from smartphones to electric vehicles and wind turbines, have relied on a group of precious metals known as heavy rare earth elements. But here's the problem: China controls roughly 80 to 90% of the world's supply of these critical materials. Amid this growing concern, one Japanese company has drawn the world's attention. That company is Daido Steel, stock code 5471. Daido Steel has developed a neodymium magnet that uses absolutely no heavy rare earth elements, a breakthrough technology that makes it possible to manufacture high-performance motors without relying on China. And now, orders are flooding in not only from within Japan, but also from across Europe. Automotive hubs such as Germany, France, and the Nordic countries are racing to secure supply. As EVs and PHEVs spread worldwide, manufacturers everywhere are moving to avoid China-related risks. And quietly, standing at the center of this global shift, is a Japanese company. Background and challenges: why did China is accelerating? Why are so many countries now rushing to free themselves from dependence on China? For decades, China has been called the world's factory, with its abundant labor, solid infrastructure, and overwhelming cost advantage. Countless corporations have built global supply chains centered on China. But in recent years, that foundation has begun to crack. Rising geopolitical tensions, export restrictions on raw materials, environmental issues, and soaring labor costs all have eroded the old model. Add to that the pandemic's logistical chaos and political confrontations, and the risk of over-reliance on one nation has become a global consensus. The most serious example lies in the rare earth sector. Neodymium for magnets, and heavy rare earths, like dysprosium and terbium, that enhance heat resistance. China almost completely dominates their mining, refining, and supply. If Beijing were to restrict exports, production of EVs, wind turbines, and industrial robots could grind to a halt overnight. That once theoretical risk is now very real. This is why companies around the world have begun searching urgently for alternatives beyond China. Technological breakthrough: Daido Steel's challenge. Enter Daido Steel, a Japanese materials manufacturer based in Aichi Prefecture, which has spent more than a century pushing the limits of metal technology. Their challenge was as bold as it gets: to create a magnet with the same performance as before, without using any heavy rare earths. For decades, high-temperature resistant magnets required heavy rare earths like dysprosium. Removing them entirely was considered impossible. But Daido Steel defied that belief. Through precision control of metallic crystal structures, the company refined the grain size of the magnet to an extreme degree, and perfectly aligned their orientation, achieving the same magnetic strength and heat resistance without any heavy rare earth content. It's nothing short of a materials revolution, and a geopolitical breakthrough, enabling the world to escape dependence on China. What makes this even more remarkable is that Daido Steel has already secured mass production capacity. Its integrated in-house production lines are up and running, and shipments to major automakers and industrial equipment manufacturers have already begun. Inquiries from across Europe are also skyrocketing. Now we can build high-performance EVs without the China risk. That's the sentiment spreading throughout the global industry. And all eyes are turning to this technology born in Nagoya, Japan. Global demand and market outlook. Demand for this heavy rare earth-free magnet is expected to grow dramatically in the coming years. With the global shift toward electrification showing no sign of slowing, the market for magnets used in electric motors is projected to double by 2030. Each EV requires more than 3 times as much magnet material as a conventional gasoline car. In other words, the ability to supply high-quality magnets stably will quite literally determine the fate of automakers. European manufacturers, particularly in Germany, Sweden, and France, are accelerating efforts to reduce dependence on China. motivated not only by economic efficiency, but also by energy security and national resilience. They are now seeking non-Chinese material, suppliers capable of reliable delivery. And that's exactly where Daido Steel comes in. Orders to the company are surging not only from Japan but across Europe, especially for EV coils and motor components, designed to function without heavy rare earths. Production lines are running at full capacity. Backlogs are at record highs. And Daido has announced plans to expand output several-fold in the coming years. Given these trends, many analysts expect Daido Steel's stock price to rise further. Having turned geopolitical risk into an opportunity, the company now stands out as one of the most closely watched players in the entire materials sector. Conclusion: eliminating heavy rare earths. This single technological breakthrough may reshape the very structure of global supply chains, energy security, resource nationalism, geopolitical risk. In a world tangled with complex challenges, one Japanese company now holds the key to supporting global dechinization. That company is Daido Steel. As the EV and renewable energy sectors continue to expand, just how far this company will rise to the center of the world's supply networks is a story that's only beginning to unfold. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. In our next episode, we'll take a deeper look at how Japanese material makers are reshaping the geopolitics of energy. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Please make your own investment decisions based on your personal judgment. This channel does not recommend or endorse any specific stock mentioned. All investments should be made at your own discretion and responsibility.